What's up, ladies and gentlemen, my name is CarnageJD8UK and welcome back to another video. You may notice I've not put my face on the screen like I normally do. This because the image is full page and I didn't want to take away from that. Normally I put my face on here and it's over the top of the background. It's something you wouldn't miss, really. This time, page, I just decided to take my face from it. So today's video is the villains from Dragon Ball Z. We got Majin Buu, Frieza and Cell. A fun fact I worked out recently is with the Dragon Ball Super series recently, spoiler alert, they're currently fighting in the Universe tournament. But in the first episode where the tournament first began, episode goes for about 20 minutes long, but it went, they actually did a countdown because the tournament has a time limit. And this went from 48 minutes down to 45 minutes remaining. Some of you might remember that. If you put this time frame into the legendary 12-episode battle between Goku and Frieza back in the Dragon Ball Z series, not accounting for the conversation, or I'm sure they've been talking at hyperspeed too, but if you just take the battle into account and kind of ignore the other bits, then this would mean that the Frieza battle only lasted about 36 minutes. Even though it took them 4 hours to show us this battle in like 12 episodes, 20 minutes an episode, it's like 4 hours. Yeah, it means it only lasted about 36 minutes. But if we go back onto the art, I cheated a little bit, being that I already had this image sketched out. Now, I did mention in one of my previous videos that I would be painting some of my sketches. I did try to redraw it, but I failed miserably, which is a good sign of good art. If you can't do it again, it's probably good. So I thought, why redraw something you've already drawn anyway? So I used what I had to shade it. It was shaded and such, but I went over the top. But the shading for the new image was a challenge on this piece. Getting the darker shades of colour like pink for Majin Buu and the green for Cell without ruining the picture completely. I didn't want to make it too dark or too light. I wanted it just right. I spent a lot of my time mixing to perfection for it. You might not have noticed that on my streams, but you wouldn't notice that in the video, being that it's edited out. And I just wanted to show you the final thing. Now, the biggest challenge I found was trying to mix the bright purple for the background. It's like a nebula effect in space. Again, I cheated a bit for that because I was trying to mix only from raw. However, to get a bright purple, you need to use magenta. So I had a little bit left up in the small packets of acrylic paints I've got. So I mixed that up with some blue and it gave us that nebula effect. The stars look better than I usually do. That's because instead of trying to dab with a brush like I always end up doing, I actually used the back of the brush and it gave it the spotty star effect, which is better. It looks much better. I was a little bit worried while painting Frieza because the white I used for his shading while it's wet doesn't look that good. However, once it dried, it looked a lot better. It's like the slightest bit between grey and white. It looks really good. It's even better than Cell's neck, which just turned out grey. But I don't know, I still like it. That's why I didn't edit it. And finally, I actually recently got hold of some acrylic varnish, which is like a glossy spray, which when you apply it to acrylic paint, it gives it like a plastic texture, kind of like a poster. It's really good, but it also protects the painting when it's finished from any damage, makes the picture last longer. Obviously, everybody wants it. When they've done a good painting, they want that. I had the layer of white acrylic to the back as well, which covered the image from showing through the back. Not to mention, once I added this varnish to the back as well, the whole thing is like a poster now. It's really shiny, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the whole picture will last me this way, which is what I really want. So yes, this is my video on the Dragon Ball villains. Now you may notice like I've tried to change up a little bit on here, but I'm just going to see how it goes. You're going to let me know what you think in the comments, and you know all the other stuff, like, subscribe, whatever. Do it if you want to, I don't really mind. But yes, thank you very much for watching though. That I do mind and I do appreciate very much. And I look forward to seeing you in my stream or in my next video. Whichever. Next video will be out next week, next Saturday. So look forward to that. Haven't figured out what I'm going to draw yet. I have been asked to do a personal image, but I'll be doing that in my spare time, because that's for a family member. So I'll do something else on stream. In the meantime, I'll be doing some video games and such. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And I will see you next time. In the meantime, keep being wonderful. Thank you and bye-bye.